local cafe promotes that it is under new management, is that a good or a bad thing? What about when you update your product? Should you bring attention to the revision, or will that make it seem like there was a problem with the old version? Relaunching, rebranding, re-releasing something is common practice, even if the changes are superficial, like repackaging a beauty product or using a new product name. Hi, I'm Bri Williams, the behaviour changer. In this video, I'm going to share new research that helps us answer the question, should we promote the newness of something? If you want to persuade customers in the most effective way, just do this. Under new management. Back to our local cafe that's under new management. A question I've mused about over the years has been whether advertising the change in management is a good or a bad thing. If the cafe had a bad reputation, then clearly new management would be a positive. But what if the cafe was fine? Good even. Does promoting new management disenfranchise regulars or inadvertently signal the new management might still have their training wheels on? Across 11 studies, researchers examined the impact advertising newness has on customer behaviour. They call this revision framing. In the first study, they asked participants to imagine buying a selfie stick. Two options presented were identical except for length. One was 24 inches, the other only 16. Now, when buying a selfie stick, clearly the longer the better. Half of the participants saw this comparison, with the majority choosing the longer 24-inch stick. Only 14.5% opted for the shorter stick. The remaining participants saw the same comparison with two slight changes. In the product description, the 16-inch was noted as being newer, and the 24-inch option was represented as older. This time, the number of people choosing the shorter 16-inch stick doubled. Instead of 14.5%, a whopping 30.9% opted for the shorter selfie stick. This shows how labelling something as new or improved can lead people to choose it over a functionally superior option. In another study, they had participants play a video game. One group was told they were playing version 2 of 5. Another group were told they were playing version 5 of the game. The game itself was identical, but how it was described was different. Version 5 was framed as being the newest update, and version 2 an older, pre-updated version. After playing for 2 minutes, all participants were asked to rate the game. Those playing the apparently newer version 5 of the game not only reported fewer bugs, but enjoyed the game more. So again, we see the impact newness framing has on customer experience. Your label is important. Labeling something as revised, updated, or new will trigger what the researchers call the revised is better heuristic. According to the researchers, consumers lower their efforts to scrutinise a product labelled as revised. And they do this most often when pressed for time or when they don't know much about the product. Interestingly, calling something different is unlikely to have the same impact. For instance, versions of resumes that were described as different did not have the same positive assessment as resumes described as revised. Now, another label you might use or have seen is original. While the researchers didn't test this, they did point out that there might be a role for nostalgia and categories where a lack of change is attractive. For you, consider your context. If a competitor is playing up being the latest and greatest, you might be better off promoting yourself as the OG, the original, that others are merely copying. Experts are different. The fly in the ointment is your customer's level of expertise. As the researchers found, revision labels significantly boost preferences for a revised offering when consumers lack expertise. but also significantly decrease preferences when consumers have expertise. For example, as an Apple user, to call me an expert would be a stretch. I'm more likely to scrutinise the merits of upgrading to a new phone than someone looking to buy a phone for the first time. Price aside, they are more likely to opt for the most recently updated model. I say price aside because this research deliberately didn't test the impact of price on product preference. Intuitively, we know that price will likely offset this revised is better heuristic, but it's difficult to know to what degree. So, with all that, how do you apply the fondness for newness to your business? That's what I share with members of my Just Do This program. Just Do This is my small business program that shows you exactly how to get better results by using behavioural science. Find out more at briwilliams.com.